Most people will go through their entire lives without ever hearing about this meeting. And honestly, that's the point. Every year, behind closed doors, the richest and most powerful people on Earth gather in a private room with no cameras, no recordings, and absolutely no public oversight. We're talking billionaires, world leaders, CEOs, bankers, tech giants, media owners, and the families that have quietly controlled global wealth for generations. And what they discuss inside that room affects your job, your money, your future, and the world your children will grow up in. Yet you were never meant to hear a single word of it. These gatherings go by different names: secret retreats, private economic forums, invitation-only roundtables. But the pattern never changes. The same elite group, the same hidden locations, the same extreme secrecy. Staff members sign non-disclosure agreements. Phones are locked away. Agendas are hidden. Journalists are banned. Even presidents don't automatically get in unless they're invited. Why? Because when the global elite talk freely, they talk about the future, and they prefer to talk about it without the rest of humanity listening. On paper, the topics sound harmless: global stability, economic cooperation, future technology. But insiders, leaked notes, and patterns that play out afterward all reveal the same truth. These discussions shape the world in ways that benefit the people in that room, not the people outside it. Think about it. When inflation spikes, billionaires don't struggle. They make billions more. When recessions hit, they buy everything cheap. When jobs disappear, they invest in the automation that replaces them. Ordinary people panic. But the elite? They prepared for it years in advance, because they talked about it years in advance. Inside these meetings, they discuss how currencies should shift, which industries will be allowed to rise, which ones will quietly die, what kind of workforce the future economy needs, and what kind of workforce it no longer needs. They talk about energy control, political influence, social trends, media narratives, technological surveillance, and population management. Not as theories, as strategies. And most importantly, they coordinate. Your life feels unpredictable, but to them it's a game board, a game they're playing together. When fuel prices rise, it's not random. When food becomes more expensive, it's not an accident. When AI suddenly replaces millions of jobs, it didn't just happen. These decisions follow conversations that took place in rooms you will never enter. But here's the part most people never understand. Secrecy isn't about hiding evil plans. It's about hiding advantage. If the public understood how decisions are made, how markets move, how wealth flows, how influence is traded, the entire system would collapse. People would stop trusting it. People would start questioning everything. People would stop playing the role the system needs them to play. Because the truth is simple. You were trained to be predictable. You were trained to work, spend, obey, and repeat. You were trained to think the game is fair. They didn't need to hide the truth from you. They simply needed to distract you long enough that you'd never go looking for it. But here's the part they can't control. Once you see the system, you can't unsee it. Once you understand how money moves, how wealth is created, how the elite leverage information instead of labor, you stop living like a pawn and start thinking like a player. You break out of the survival loop. You stop relying on the promises of a system designed to keep you in place. You stop believing that working harder automatically means living better. You start building assets, not obligations. You stop reacting and start preparing, the same way they do. You will never be invited into those rooms. But you don't need to be. You just need to understand the rules they operate by. And if you want more videos that expose how the system really works and how to escape the financial matrix it traps you in, subscribe. Because